I get on calls with so many potential clients who then become clients, only to hear almost every single person has tried a funnel, has tried this proven system, has tried this, has tried that, and did not see any success. So I'm not going to go into what they tried. It really doesn't matter. What I'm going to speak to is why you probably have done this and didn't see success in a way that you've probably never heard before. And it's right here on the board behind me. It's called marketing versus sales, okay? So when you have a strategy and you've paid somebody, let's assume you paid a 10K price to join a high ticket mastermind to learn the proven strategy to hit 6-figure months, okay? And that is the strategy, and you've worked really hard, you've done the work, you've set this strategy in your business, you've shown up on the sales calls, and it's been a struggle to get those calls to close, right? This is very familiar. Again, I hear this daily. I'm going to tell you why it's a struggle. The strategy that you used may or may not have been in place for premium clients. Let's assume it was. Let's assume it was specifically for high ticket, because this will make this video a lot easier. So let's assume it was, and you had the funnel and people were showing up to the call and you couldn't close them. This is a huge disconnect that I see in the industry, where the strategy is sold, but there's no training, there's no talk, there's no guidance around actually closing the sales calls. They might review your sales calls, they might give you some scripts and templates, but they don't actually teach you how to sell your offer. And so you have shown up to those calls, and now, because you couldn't close those calls, or if you did, it was a small portion of calls that you closed, you feel like your offer is not converting. And so then you go and you want to tear your entire offer apart because you think it's the offer. It's not the offer, it's that you're missing the sales piece. And so this is a huge, huge disconnect right now. And I'm going to tell you that it's as easy as you learning how to do sales. But when I say that, I also know that a lot of founders, a lot of business owners just don't want to learn how to master sales themselves. And that's perfectly fine. You can hire a high ticket team, just like ours, to come in and close your calls for you. You can hire your own in-house closers. Just know there's a learning curve when you're hiring somebody out of your business to come in and take your calls. But long term, it is going to bring you so much revenue if it's the right closer. And so this is where I see a huge disconnect right now in the industry, which is why I've made some updates in my own business so we can just close the calls for our clients because of this. Because I have seen it again and again and again, where prospects they've gotten the strategy and they were getting on calls, and sometimes the calls were not qualified, and that went into the pre-qualification funnel, right? However they set that up was just not correct. That's easy to fix, right? All of this is easy to fix if you know how to do it. But it's the sales piece that's been missing. So they had the ads, they had the funnel, they had everything. That's the marketing. But then they could never figure out how to actually close the call. So then they gave up and said, oh, it must be my offer. So guess what? The first thing they do, because they panic, I get it, I've been there, you turn your ads off because you assume it's not working when your pipeline is actually doing its job and it's stacking up. So now you turn your ads off. So now you have no pipeline. And now you have no opportunity to look further into either your own skill set in closing calls or bringing in the team as your pipeline is building to come in and close those calls for you as you're getting momentum. And so you end up stalling exactly where you actually starting to see success because you didn't know. So that is what I wanted to talk to you about in this video. If that sounds familiar, my team and I can come in and set all this up in place for you, for your business, and we can step in. We have really high close rates, and we can just come right in and close your calls for you. Or you can find your own high ticket closer. It really doesn't matter. But the reason I made this video is just to show you that if you had a strategy that was bringing through booked calls, it was working. The marketing piece was working great, but the sales was where the disconnect was. And so it's very rarely that the strategy itself didn't work, or if the strategy wasn't working, it's just shifting. Sometimes it's just taking parts of that strategy and realigning it so that it matches a high ticket premium buyer. But regardless, if what I just walked through sounds familiar to you, then it's your sales process. And like I said, if you want to send me a message, there are links below this video. I'm happy to have a call with you to see if we're a good fit to help you. But if you want to hire your own high ticket closer, it doesn't matter. The point is, why I made this video is because I want you to see that you very likely, if you identify with what I just went through, you had a marketing strategy that was working. It's just you never knew how to match your marketing to your sales. And not nobody, but not many people actually teach this inside of their programs. And so then they don't really know how to close their own calls. So when you're showing up to coaching calls, they're not really giving you sales advice, they're giving you marketing advice. And marketing is never going to sell. They're two different strategies, but they have to work together. And if they don't work together, you will never hit the 5 to 6 figure months that you want. So if that sounds familiar, it's not your marketing, it's your sales. You know what to do. Go get that in motion so that you can start to hit those 5 and 6 figure months in your business.